So, and that concludes our non-contractile properties surrounding the ankle. So what we're going to do is now I'm going to talk about the muscles. I'm going to do it on my model Derek. So Derek, if you wouldn't mind lying on your front there. What we're going to do, I'm going to palpate on Derek and also say the origin and insertions of each muscle. So we'll start with the posterior aspects. So we'll start the more deeper muscles and we'll come more superficial. So we've got tibialis posterior, which originates on the proximal surfaces of the fibula and the tibia, and it comes down and it inserts to the plantar aspect of the second, third and fourth metatarsal and all the tarsal bones apart from the talus. And what that does is that is a plantar flexor and also an inverter. So I'll locate the origin, and if we'll just resist inversion, so if you bring your foot towards my hand, and again relax. Again, it's quite hard to palpate due to the other muscle bellies surrounding there, but I can definitely feel some popping up, coming all the way down, like so. Yeah, and that's tibialis posterior. Then we'll talk about flexor digitorum longus, which originates from the tibia, the posterior medial aspect of the tibia, and it inserts to the second, third, fourth distal phalanxes of on the plantar aspect. So here's the origin here, it's coming down into there, and what they do is the plantar flex the foot, but also flex the feet. So just going to resist Derek, bring your toes up, relax. Yeah, so we can see that there. We can see the tendons on the back of his foot. So that's flexor digitorum longus. Then we've got flexor hallucis longus, which comes from the anterior 1/3 of the fibula and inserts on the plantar aspect of the distal phalanx of the the big toe. So we'll just relax there, resist against from there and relax. Yeah, and feel it just around this area here. So it's coming down into the big toe. And that's that. I'll talk about the more superficial muscles. We've got soleus. The soleus sits just underneath, deeper to the gastroc. So its insertion is the head of the fibula, which is here. Head of the fibula and the proximal surface of the posterior aspect of the fibula, and it comes down and inserts to the calcaneus via the Achilles tendon, and that is a plantar flexor. So if we just resist, so if you bring your foot out here, Derek, yeah, you can see it on the side there, because of on the more medial aspect, that's a gastroc. We do it again, and we can see it more clearly at the bottom there, and obviously here's the tendon also. That's a soleus. Now we'll talk about the gastrocnemius. The gastrocnemius has a medial natural head. The medial head originates from the medial femoral condyle of the femur, which is here, and the lateral head originates from the lateral femoral condyle of the femur, which is also here as well. And it comes down, both the bellies come down here and insert the calcaneus, and that's the insertion, and that is a strong plantar flexor. So if you just bring your foot out again, Derek, and as you can see there, muscle bellies are clearly to see there, and you can differentiate it between the lateral and medial, and that's the gastrocnemius. Now we'll talk about the lateral sides, because if you just slide on your left leg there, Derek. So we'll talk about peroneus brevis and peroneus longus. So peroneus longus originates from the lateral proximal aspect of the fibula, so from the lateral malleolus, come up, so you can feel the prominence of the head of the fibula. So it comes down for 2/3, and the peroneus longus inserts to the medial cuneiform and the base of the first metatarsal. And that's that. And what that does is, no, it doesn't. Sorry, it originates from the proximal surface of the lateral fibula, comes down. And what we're talking about, the peroneal trochlear and the non-contractile properties, the peroneus longus comes inferior of the groove and inserts to the medial cuneiform and the first metatarsal bone. And that's that. And what that does is that does eversion, so it brings the foot out, and it plantar flexes also. So what we're going to do is, if you can just resist bringing your foot out towards me, yeah, clearly, again, very good muscle to palpate. You can see the tendon coming all the way down there, and you can also see the brevis tendon there. And obviously, peroneus brevis sits to the distal half of the fibular head, with the lateral aspect, and that comes again around here, and that comes the superior part the peroneal trochlear groove, and inserts to the lateral aspect of the fifth metatarsal, which is here. And that is a strong everter, so resist that again, bring your foot out, relax. Again, I can feel the muscle belly contracting, and that's that. Now we'll talk about the more anterior aspects, and we'll just get you going on your back there, Derek. I'll do it on this leg so we can see it. So we'll talk about tibialis anterior. Tibialis anterior originates from the lateral tibial condyle of the tibia, and also the proximal lateral aspects of the tibia also, and the interosseous membrane, which is between the fibula and the tibia. And what it is it comes down and it inserts to the, comes down across here and inserts to the base of the fifth metatarsal bone. Comes down and inserts the medial cuneiform, and it doesn't. It comes down and inserts to the base of the first metatarsal bone, in the medial cuneiform as well. And that's that. And what that does is that's a dorsiflexor and inverter, but obviously we're going to try inversion. So if you could just resist inversion there, relax, relax, yeah, and dorsiflex, and relax. Yeah, so I can feel that muscle belly coming through there, just into there. Then we've got extensor hallucis longus, which originates from the distal 1/3 of the fibula, so it's this area here, and inserts, comes across and inserts to the dorsal side of the distal phalanx of the first digit, so the big toe, and that extends the toe as well and helps with dorsiflexion. So resist against bringing your big toe out there, relax, and again, yeah, so I can feel that there, and you can see the tendon clearly coming from the insertion, which is here. And then we've got flexor digitorum longus, and flexor digitorum longus comes from the anterior proximal aspect of the fibula and comes down like so. So finally the head of the fibula, which is here, which is just below that, comes down and inserts to the second, third, fourth, fifth distal phalanxes, and that dorsiflexes the foot but also extends the toes. So we're just going to resist Derek bring these toes up. Can you bring that up and relax? Yeah, you can feel that again, and you can clearly see the tendons there also. Then we're going to talk about peroneus tertius. It's quite small muscle, so it's quite hard to palpate, but it does originate on the distal 1/3 of the fibula, and it inserts to the base, the dorsal base of the fifth metatarsal, and that also is a dorsiflex and eversion. And that's the properties of the muscles.